I want to answer this question. Sharon makes a question. I'm not saying that she's saying one thing one way or the other, but I'm going to do a video over free will. How free is our will? And let me just give you a little glimpse of this. When it comes to free will, I used to fight that term. I don't fight the term anymore. I don't fight the term free will anymore. We all have a will. We all have volition. The issue is what moves it. The issue is this. As it relates to our will, one, there's no such term in the Bible as free will. We do have what's called a free will offering, but it doesn't refer to an actual free will. It's just, doing what you want to do, but fine. Let's just say you have what's called free will, meaning it's uninhibited. There's nothing that influences it. Does that make sense? Is there anything that influences your will? Is there anything that influences your desire, what you want to do? Well, two things. You are either a child of God or you are a child of the devil, right? Do you think being under the devil has any sort of influence, or the world has any sort of influence? As Oren says, my flesh. Does your flesh have any influence over your will? Yeah, yes, it does. Again, if you're a lady or a man, let somebody who you think is cute touch you. Let them just rub up against you, right? Let somebody entice you with somebody really rich or really this or that. Does that influence how you talk to them? Would you talk differently to the president of the United States, whoever it is, versus your neighbor down the street? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. You will talk differently to the president than you would the person who. Would you talk differently to the guy? Here's a question. The guy that has a gun, waving it, and he's in front of you and your spouse and your kids. Yes, you will talk differently. Hey, man, listen, Nate. Versus who you talking to. You're a fool if you do, by the way. Yeah, things of influence and affect how you speak, what you do. Let me give you another example. It is an accident on the highway. It doesn't even matter what side of the highway the accident is on. You want to go 70 miles an hour, but there's an accident up front on the highway. Are you going to drive 70 miles an hour no matter how much of a free will you have? No, something is altering the course, changes your will. The bridge is out. Are you going to keep straight? Something alters your will. Someone has been injured. They're in the hospital and they give you morphine or some sort of painkillers, and they give you a lot of it. Once you are healed, is the fact that you've had pain pills or morphine put in you over the course of time, is that going to affect your will? Sure. If there's a particular sin that you struggle with, if that sin is put before you, the temptation, is that going to affect your will? Sure. Let's be adults and act like things and understand that things do affect your will. Now, let's talk about sin. All of you people that are saved, sanctified, yeah, allergies change how you speak. Amen. You are full of the Spirit. Here's my question. Do you people who are full of the Spirit, who are saved, is your will to not sin? I use this example over and over again. Your will as a believer is to not sin, right? I don't want to sin. If you want to sin, we're going to have to revisit this issue of you being a believer. But I don't want to sin. I want to live perfectly. I want to not sin. Okay. Do you? Do you sin? Well, yeah. Why do you sin? You sin, you're saved, and you don't want to sin. Maybe your will isn't as free as it is, because it's still, your flesh is still there. The Lord is working in you. Now, here's the other question. Here's the greater question. You've got will. You've got volition. Does the Lord have free will? Yes, he does. What does God do with his free will? Ladies and gentlemen, what does God do with his free will? Can I tell you the answer? Whatever he wants. Amen.